It says we're live. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. Wow, there's people in the comments already. That's scary. Okay, then. Welcome. My name is Skye. I write paranormal romance under the name SD Haggis. And today we're going to be doing some Camp Nano writing sprints. We're going to be using the Demon app, the Productivity Challenge Timer, which looks like this magical evil beast. And I'm going to do 15-minute sprints with 5-minute breaks in between. And today I'm working on a novella, but I've got a couple people with me, and if you guys want to introduce yourselves in alphabetical order and let everyone know what you're working on today, that would be awesome.
Hello, I am Amy Nobody. I don't have any social media or anything. Cue the single tier. I don't use it. I am a freelance SEO consultant, and I'm here writing the first rough draft of my first fiction book. And my goal is to finish it by the end of Camp Nano, and I'm doing pretty good because I only have 9 scenes left, and I think I might finish one of the scenes today. So I think as of today, I might be down to 8 scenes. We'll have to see. That's my goal for these sprints, is to finish this scene today.
Yay!
Woo!
My name is Carol Brown. I am a urban fantasy author. I like to write stories about women kicking ass, taking names, and being sassy to people. I am also a writer for Otherworld Comics. I am here today actually not to do the sprint writing. I'm here to do administrative stuff because sometimes when you do business writing, you have to deal with the admin stuff, and I put this off for too long, so that's what I'm working on today.
No, yay.
Sometimes
do you enjoy doing it, though? Seriously, though? Do you like it?
The writing or the admin?
Admin.
I don't mind the admin. I mean, when I was in the military, I was a professional admin. I had to manage 3 shirts and a commander and all this other stuff. So it's not like stuff I can't do. What I'm working on today isn't actually bad. I'm working with a commissioned artist today. And so some of the stuff I'm working on is I have to give her references to like my character's tattoos. And then I have to answer emails, and I have to talk to a couple people. I mean, it's just when you're an author, whether you're traditional or you're independent, you do have to actually do the administrative stuff from social media, planning, and all the marketing stuff. So it just comes with the territory.
Yep. Territory I am not looking forward to.
I'll help you.
I'm not in yet.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I wasn't going to ask, but I will hold you to that. One day in the future, I'm going to be like, Caro, now I'm the one that's crying. Help me.
No, I actually do have a video where I want to talk about it a little bit more. And I do. So for those of you who haven't seen me before, I do have my own channel where I do videos. And what I like to do is try and provide free tools and resources just to help people be more successful on their own. I'm not really big on this whole like pay to go to my webinar thing. I think that's a scam. So if I try to cover any topic from organization to how to market and all the other stuff, and it's just, I just started, but again, usually everything I have is just for you guys. So whatever you guys want, take it.
Cool.
All right.
And what's your website again?
CarolBrown.com.
Cool.
Yep.
Everyone's links to their channels are in the description. I have added Caro's. So, yay me. I did actually succeed at something. In the comment section, Tegan has to do 356 words to meet daily goal.
Awesome.
Would be awesome if you get more than that, though. So, you're going to do it. Don't worry. You'll get there. Natasha has 121 words to catch up. 1,218 words, sorry, to catch up. EW is still working on the plot. Story synopsis from the viewpoint of the characters is today. Jesse is working on organizing scenes in order. Hello, everyone. Tegan is not looking forward to administrative work. Neither am I.
If you guys have like a workflow for that, it's really easy. Using things like Trello, that's really fun and easy to use as well. So, but again, not to sidetrack.
Oh yeah, to go off on another tangent though, have you guys heard of that Spear app? I just saw an advertisement for it yesterday. Apparently it's been out for a couple of months.
Is it like gum? Like,
I think it's a Scrivener. I think it's a Scrivener, but it's a web app. So maybe like a Dabble, maybe. I saw the first commercial for it yesterday.
Okay, now
I've
you
never
got
heard of it.
Spear app. Spear with an E. SPEARE. Spear app is what it's called.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Google
And they
Food.
have a YouTube channel, but they just have like the 4 commercials that they put out, and they're all dated like a couple of months ago. So I think it's relatively new.
Interesting.
It looks cool,
It
but
looks
you know, they're not going to trick me that easy.
well, it says pricing on the top, so at least they're honest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, $14 a month. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
Dabble is cheaper. Dabble is like $10 a month, I believe.
Yeah, and if you
With that.
win in NaNoWriMo, they slash that in half, so it's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you're like me, you share your Dabble account with other people. I'm like, just buy me.
Yeah, when I start doing co-writing, I am actually looking at using Dabble because I am not a friend of Google Docs like everyone else seems to be, and Dabble does allow multiple people to use the same account.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dabble. I really like it. My only tiny grievance that I have with it, because you always have to be honest about that, is that it's not very edit friendly. I do like using Google Docs for editing, but the one thing that sucks for me is because usually my manuscripts are over 100,000 words, and that causes a lot of lag, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I can't have this up, and I can't have that screen on the other page. Like it just lags everything.
Yeah, I imagine so. See, great.
Yeah,
I joined.
Yeah, Dabble's really good for just getting the stuff out of your head and organizing it. It's really fantastic for that. So Scrivener. When it comes to editing, I hate saying it. Sometimes Word is better.
I've always edited on Word because now that I think about it, I haven't really been using Scrivener that long. And I did do a 30-day trial with Dabble, but all I've really done in either of those programs is writing. I haven't done a lot of editing. So I've always edited in Word.
If you have a Mac, the version 3 for Scrivener actually does have an editing function on it, where it lets you see where you cross things out or you added things, so that way you can kind of see which one you want to keep. But that's not the version that we have for Windows right now. We have, unfortunately, a very clunky version. But when it comes to... I'm sorry, what?
I said haters.
I'm not a hater. I mean, I use it too.
No, not you.
Scrivener
for not making sure that the PC has the same quality of an app as Mac.
Yeah, they're definitely Mac fans for sure. But I remember because they said that they were going to come out with the updated version last year, and so when we got to December, I kept tagging them on Twitter, going, "You have 19 days left. You have 18 days."
Yeah. And now they say it's going to be sometime if they haven't changed it again.
Yeah, they're like, well, we'll get to it. I'm like, that's fucking bull. Like, so, all right, keep going off of my tangent.
Oh, you're fine.
Great Friday is joining us. They're doing 665 words to reach today's goal. Let's see. Taken did see the app for Sphere. I keep saying Sphere. Oh, goodness. Google Docs apparently has the same lag problem. I think it's a computer thing. All right. Is everyone ready to sprint?
I am ready. I have my pencil right here.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do our first writing sprint. And 3, 2, 1, go.
My internet blinked. Are we starting?
We're starting.
Oh, okay. My internet blinked. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay, baby.
All right, that is time. How'd everyone do?
Okay.
I got 383 words.
Nice.
I did this.
You're drawing tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that.
I felt really bad today. So my husband and I are talking about getting our first tattoos, and I already know what I want. And he has a somewhat idea of what he wants, but not enough to know what he wants, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
And so I contacted someone I knew who could draw him. He wants a wolf, but he wants something with a combination of either Celtic design or tribal design, because he's weird like that. And so I contacted someone that I knew could do that, no matter which angle he went with. And apparently I missed her notification somewhere on Facebook, because she told me that her mother's funeral was today, and she hadn't been drawing since her mother's death last week. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
And I felt so bad. And I'm contacting her basically out of the blue. She's done designs for me for book-related stuff about 6 months ago, and I just didn't have a clue that her mother had passed away and she was attending the funeral today. So it pops up as looking like something completely out of the blue. And I'm just like,
Oh man.
I'm sure she'll forgive you.
she probably will, but I'm sitting here going, oh man, I'm an idiot. I'm a horrible person.
Sometimes Facebook is weird because, like, I'll post something on Facebook, but my friends won't see it, and they say they have to actually go to my page to find out what's going on, because for some reason, whatever I post on Facebook, it doesn't pop up for them. The people that like to talk about political crap, though, they pop up all the time.
Yeah, same. I have the same problem.
Yeah, I'm more like, look at this picture of my dog. Isn't my dog cute?
Oh man. Let's see. In the chat, Natasha looked like they were trying to figure out a way to say some sharing tweets on Twitter. Figured it out. Okay, cool. Tegan got 140. Jesse made progress.
That's
Natasha
good.
got 15 words because went to eat and didn't know how to write what I wanted to tell. Steven got 230 words. Oh, Natasha, you do tattoo designs? I might be talking to you later. Just saying. 188 words is what Shannon did. Shannon said earlier that she didn't know if she was going to be doing writing or going to Home Depot. So looks like she got some writing done.
That's good.
EW didn't get far. Needed to print the plot outline. Couldn't remember what was happening at the beginning. So and Dana got one like Camille. Hi, Nichole. Print the plot outline. Couldn't remember what was happening. So I hear myself talking about this.
Okay, who's replacing? Why wouldn't it? Okay, I fixed
I got 304.
Okay. Grateful I got 173.
I got a toddler fed and done for a nap. Does
There
that
you go.
count?
That is an accomplishment.
I think it was, because he was like throwing a freaking tantrum like 3 minutes before the stream was supposed to go live, which is why I was like, I don't know if I'm making it at all right now. But he calmed down once I gave him food, so
That's
He
most
was
children.
hangry.
food fixes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Food does fix everything. Food and ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Shannon's husband's out talking to the neighbor, which could last for hours.
That's great. I know how that goes. My husband likes to like randomly disappear, and he's usually at the neighbors when he disappears.
I don't even know who my neighbors. I met my neighbor across the way through unhappy circumstances, and I've kind of been avoiding them ever since.
Oh. No, our one neighbors, because we have the one on one side of us is actually a couple right around our age, only they don't have kids. And then the neighbors on the other side of us, like every other neighbor except for them are all like elderly people. So it's like us and the one neighbors are actually like not over 60. So
Wow.
we tend to like hang out with them the most, which is probably why my husband usually disappears over there. That and the fact that our neighbor almost always has beer in his fridge.
We seem to be the primary beer holders of all our friends. All the beer somehow makes its way into our fridge and just stays here. And it stays there because my husband and I don't drink unless we have people over.
Oh. No, they just always have beer in their fridge.
Like you're the safe. You're the safe. The safe.
We are the
Your
safe.
refrigerator is the liquor safe.
Like, there's actually a bottle that's just for me, and it still hasn't been opened. It's been sitting in the cabinet for about a month now. It still hasn't been opened. I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, that's how I am sometimes.
Maybe.
I still have wine in the fridge. And the reason I always get wine instead of like stuff I can mix in like soda or tea or juice or whatever is because my husband hates wine.
Ah.
He always drinks all of his beer way before I am anywhere near finishing a bottle of wine. So it's like I don't drink beer, thankfully. So so when he runs out of beer, it's like, well, unless you want to drink my wine, you're kind of out of luck there. And he won't drink wine because he hates wine. Kind of like how I feel about beer is how he feels about wine. So I don't have to worry about him stealing all of my adult beverages.
There you
go. He would.
Tegan's trying to figure out when all the live streams are. I do have a list in the description that's as accurate based on what I know, but I know a bunch of people have popped up with more live streams as well, and I need to add them in because like I know Tegan does one, and I need to figure out when Tegan's is so I can add them. All right, is everyone ready to do another sprint?
Yeah.
Ready.
Before
is Tamara's live stream at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.?
8 p.m. I think I need to edit that and change it because I think it says 7 p.m. on mine.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I thought it was 8, but I could be wrong because I haven't actually made one yet.
Yeah, I need to change it because it says 7. It's supposed to be at 8.
They're always hard for me. That's why I haven't made it to Aphrodite's and Danny's for a while because evenings are just rough.
Yeah, I'll update that because it's supposed to be 8. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is fine.
I got 151, but I was working on my outline. So
Okay.
Cool. I got 420.
Got 313, and I was hit by another title for another fucking friggin' series, and I'm just like, I hate myself right now.
because you came up with another title?
Yeah.
Or is it because you're coming up with more than just another title?
I think you're right. I think every time she gets a title, she gets more than a title. It's never just a
I don't
title.
think it's just a simple title, because that's like what? Let's jot down 5 words or 2 words or a couple of words. So if it's really that distracting, it has to be more than a title, Skye.
I've got 7 titles now.
Well,
and all of them have book ideas. All of them.
So you're getting the too many ideas syndrome.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had some of that. Just a little bit of it. Just enough. It took me years to come up with enough ideas to put together to make this book.
A lot of times you'll find that as you write and you go through the process, more ideas just kind of naturally come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't know if that happened, because I had a lot of little ideas, and then along the way they just kind of like collided in just the right way, where I was like, oh, that's a bigger idea. Oh, that's a bigger idea. That's a bigger idea. And then I didn't actually sit down and start writing anything until I knew what my inciting incident was. Like, it wasn't, I couldn't tell the story in my mind until I knew what happened that made this convergence. What was the inciting incident?
Right. Yeah, that's usually
working on it.
That's actually pretty typical. I mean, most of the time when people are thinking of their book ideas, a lot of times it's like it is the inciting incident. A lot of times that kind of comes first, because people will get the idea of what that drastic change is. That is what causes the main character or characters to go on, an adventure, or, something drastic changes in their life. So a lot of times the inciting incident actually is one of the first things that come to you when you're coming up with book ideas, and then everything kind of fills in around it.
Mine was the opposite. The inciting incident was one of the very last things I managed to come up with.
Wow. So do you build worlds first, or like, did you do world building first, or did you do like character development first, plot? I mean, everybody kind of starts.
This particular story I actually got from a book that I read. I got the idea, and so it kind of mulled around in my head for years, because I was like, okay, well, this story is about this.
Yeah.
But they touch on that, and I think that is the coolest thing in the whole book. So that's what I got my idea from. I couldn't stop. I got it from Neil Gaiman's movie, the book American Gods, the one that they just made a TV show for. Okay. I've been working on this book for 2 months when I saw the first article about the American Gods TV show in Entertainment Weekly. I was so mad. But that's where I got it from. So for the longest time, I was like, okay, well, I want my story to be different, but how do I make it different? What can be different but still good? Once you've read American Gods, there's no going back. I love that book.
Yeah. So was the idea like a plot line idea, or was it like something about that particular world?
Kind of, yeah. In American Gods, the gods are
they're in Hangtown. It sucks.
Yeah, they're alive and they're hungry. People don't worship the way that they used to, and so these gods that were created by the energy of man are hungry. And in the book,
they got new gods against old gods. Like TV became a god, social media became a god, the internet became a god. Yeah.
And in the book, they don't tell you what all the names are. They don't tell you which one is TV and which one is social media. I don't know if social media is actually one of the books. They don't tell you.
They put it as part of like the internet.
Yeah. And but they don't name a lot of the gods in American Gods. They describe something to you, and then if you Google it, you'll be like, "Oh, cool! Hey, that's my god." So, yeah, but that's the basis of it. That the gods were created by man's energy, and now that they're not worshipped, they're hungry and they're desperate to stay alive. Because if they don't feed on energy somehow, they'll perish. For some gods, they can actually eat humans, like. The opening scene of American Gods is this one goddess who gets a man to worship her while they're having sex, and then she actually sucks him into her vagina and consumes him.
It's
like
great.
Belliquis, I think.
That's an interesting visual right there.
Yeah,
it is.
So, you know, some of them can and some of them can't. And I just fell in love with the idea that man's energy created these gods, and now they don't know what to do with themselves. Okay. If I'm not being worshipped anymore, what am I? And I just loved it. And so that's kind of the basis of my idea, and that's my world, kind of. But I didn't want to just totally knock off his world, but even his is a knockoff of somebody else's, is a knockoff of somebody else's. Like, this is not a new original idea. So
yeah, the concept of God eating people has been around since mythology.
Yeah, pretty much.
The concept that the gods need the people more than the people need the gods is something that pops up a lot too. So that was the world that was kind of, you know, given to me from that story. And it took a couple of years before I came up with what I felt like was my story to tell in that world. So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
I know from my inciting incident had more to do with the social problem that my character was having, because in my book, Ghost is a social outcast. Like, she's like despised, like everybody hates her. Like, you know, the one time she actually encounters somebody from her pantheon, they're kind of like, okay, so you just stay the fuck over there, and I'm just gonna scream at you from across the room. And she's like, I can't hear you. You have to come closer.
Stay back, you beast.
Yeah, she's a total troll at one point, because one of the things that my husband and I had a debate about once is just kind of like, you know, if you have a thing that's been alive for so long, like, you know, how's their mentality going to come about? And of course, my husband was just like, well, they're going to become sophisticated and elegant and stuff like that. And I was like, if I have a character that's been around for a long time, who knows all the tropes and sees patterns and stuff like that, and they're pretty unhappy, they're going to be sarcastic as fuck, like, all the time.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Shit, I'm betting. It's so antagonistic. I lean towards that one. And
yeah, I do too.
Bitter, snarky, yeah.
It's like, oh, let me guess, you've come here for a quest. I've seen this shit before.
Yeah.
All right. In the chat, let's see. EW did 594 words. Tegan did a lot of research to see if the dog we got last week is pregnant.
Oh,
that's gonna be an interesting story. Natasha got 109. Great Fry got 170. Sarah is here, but she's only listening to this crazy abduction story going on in her area, so she's not working or listening because she's like an asshole. We still love you, Sarah. It's all good. I know. I hear you. We'll get started in 5 seconds. Hold your horses. Avarice One said they think that social media was the talk show lady in American Gods.
Yeah,
I don't remember enough. I listened to the audiobook last year coming home from Vegas, so I don't remember.
That audiobook was good.
It was. And that's the only reason I can remember Belliquis's name. I will admit that. I had no clue how to say that when I actually read it on paper. And then the audiobook was fantastic for that. So, yay. Jesse said that if you read Tamara Pierce's books, the quartet called The Immortals is what the conversation we're having reminds her of.
Yeah, I love Tamara Pierce. That's like my goddess.
I love Tamara Pierce, but I haven't read the Immortals series yet.
It's good. It's really good.
I think I have it.
Good. I just need to put an altar of her in my office, like, seriously.
Yeah. Great guy. Keeps skiing. Okay, fine. We'll start in 5 seconds.
You said that 10 seconds ago.
Tegan says the whistle keeps scaring the crap out of her, so I guess we'll go ahead and get writing.
I guess that means it's technically time to get writing.
It's time to write, I guess. All right, we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, now it's time. How did everyone do?
I finished the scene.
Yay!
Last sentence.
I got 363 words.
I got a paragraph of 45 words.
Woo.
Let's see. Sarah says she don't need no apps. She can do nothing with no help from electronics.
High five, Sarah.
Yeah. I
got 350.
virtual high five, Sarah. I wish I could get stuff done. I mean, I guess I do get stuff done without the help of electronics.
You do. I think everybody underestimates how much you actually do because you're not doing the things that you want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever that task is you want to get done or whatever project is you want to work on, you work on all that domestic menial stuff in the meantime.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're not doing anything, even though you've been doing something probably since the moment you got up this morning. As a mom of a young kid, you've been doing something all day.
You know, actually, speaking of that, that makes me think of, I just watched on YouTube, I don't remember what the profile, the guy's name was, but it was like a day in the life of a best-selling author video type thing. And I remember the guy said that what he does when he first wakes up in the morning is he checks all of the stuff that would distract him from writing later in the day, you know, like checking his email and catching up on the news or, you know, social media or, you know, whatever it is that kind of pulls you away from focusing on whatever project you wanted to complete that day.
Mm-hmm.
He gets all of that out of the way first thing in the morning when he first wakes up. Like, you know, like he'll get up and that he'll do that and then he'll like, you know, go have breakfast, and while he's eating breakfast, he might like watch the news or whatever it is. Like he's saying what he has to do is get everything that would distract him during his dedicated writing time out of the way as soon as the day starts. That way he's not worrying about checking it or catching up on it, like catching up on emails and stuff like that when he's sitting down trying to write later in the day.
That kind of sounds like what I do.
You know, that kind of makes sense. I kind of wish I could do that. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to turn into a morning person in order to accomplish this. Like
I do it currently because I garden a lot and I have to water my plants because I have a lot of outdoor plants. So in the hotter months, I get up at 5 o'clock every day and I make everybody's food for the day, you know, even the people who go to work and all that stuff. So my domestic duties start at 5, and then in the summertime the sun's up enough I can just go straight outside and go to gardening, and then I'm done gardening before it gets hot. But in the wintertime I have to wait for the sun to come up like 2 hours before the sun comes up, and that's what I do. I check and I respond to emails and play games or whatever, and then once I get up the rest of my day I don't do those things. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But kind of just more for my convenience, not so well planned as his seems to be.
Yeah, his seems to be very deliberately, like routinely planned that way.
Yeah.
It's not a bad
way I
thing,
could do that is really early in the morning and just hope and pray that nobody wakes up and disturbs.
Let's see. In the chat, it looks like, okay. So EW got 430 and is tired now. I don't blame you. Avarice 1 got 283. Stephen got 432. Tegan got 168. Natasha got 204. Shannon did 113 plus research. Jesse said that this wasn't as productive of a round. Good, clean, calm space to work better. My spaces right now is a stressful mess. Yeah,
can't work.
I feel you, Jesse. That's kind of how I'm feeling about my desk right now. My desk is, I was doing my taxes the last 2 days. So I have like papers all over my desk and it's just driving me crazy. But it's like, I don't want to take the time to clean it when I want to be writing right now. So it's like, one of these days I'm going to have to just sack some writing time and actually clean this desk. So I don't feel like such a jumbled mess.
Yeah. Tegan says that what's been working well for her is doing the writing sprints on her channel first thing in the morning after dropping her sister off. I'm guessing school, work, and Sarah says she's alive.
Okay. Well, hey, that is always a good thing,
alive
Sarah.
is good. Alive is good.
You know, honestly,
Shannon
just
does
being alive is an accomplishment in this world.
Shannon does the going back to the conversation about the guy you said you were watching. She does that to a point, checks everything while having coffee, again at lunch, and then in the evenings typically respond to or post new things. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And when I was working
really
full time, I did do that too.
Because, I mean, I did notice that I'm a person that's easily distracted away from my writing. Like, I will find every excuse imaginable to not write. And if it's still, like, author related, then I feel better about it, but I shouldn't. But I will find every excuse to do it. And I'm like, I got to stop doing that. I got to stop with right now I'm thinking I need to send out my newsletter. And that means I still need to write my newsletter and put everything together for my newsletter. And I'm just like, I should do that, but I should be writing so that I actually have something to tell them in my newsletter. So very odd catch-22 where it's like, I need to do this, but I need to do this in order to do this. And I don't know.
Kara, what you been working on? Because you were doing admin-y stuff. Have you gotten a lot of admin-y stuff done?
Yeah, I actually finished all the reference sketches for the artist, and I'm rereading this message I'm about to send to make sure that first it's got grammar, it's been spell checked, and then making sure that my meaning's clear. I have a tendency to constantly start sentences with "so" when I'm typing.
Oh, okay.
Taking that all out, so I'm probably gonna have somebody proofread it, looking at you right now, because he knows who I'm talking to him.
Okay. I was like, I hope you're not talking to me. Apparently, I said stuff where I changed people's names earlier today.
No, Averick is my buddy. Look, Averick, who's in the channel, is my buddy. He's my alpha reader.
Oh, okay. And Tegan found the settings to change the sound, so it's working better now for the app. Awesome.
Okay. I haven't really messed with like the ringtones or the alert sounds or anything like that yet. Maybe I should, but I haven't.
The whistle screams at me and it tells me to get to work, and that's good enough for me. That's all I care about.
Maybe I should change my ringtone.
I remember Dana said she changed hers to the chimes because she didn't like how brusque.
Yeah, she didn't like how aggressive it sounds. I mean, I kind of get that because I know when we're doing these write-ins, sometimes the when the bell goes off to tell you to get back to work, it kind of startles me. Or when it goes off at the end of a writing session, I jump because it was so quiet, and then that thing is just like bam! Holy crap!
Somebody shot me! Oh no!
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of get her wanting to change it to a slightly softer sound, so she, she doesn't have a heart attack every time it goes off.
Yeah.
I changed mine. I'll see what it sounds like. It wouldn't let me preview the sound, so for all I know, it could be a rooster. So we'll find out.
A rooster. You know, I always wanted to use a rooster sound for an alarm in the morning. I should find one.
My dad does. And it's a rooster that we have.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's a real
We
rooster.
recorded it, and we've got all kinds of stuff like that. Like one of my notification sounds is a broody hen on the nest. When you go in there and you disturb her, and she goes, "Wah!" That's one of my notification sounds.
I so want that as a ringtone.
That is awesome.
That would
Yeah.
be awesome. I mean, it would. That would be the complete
Fun.
opposite of what Dana would want. Dana would be like,
I know,
"You
right?
need to put that away because I'm gonna faint if you keep using it." Oh man,
Let's
too
see.
funny.
Okay, and Great Fright got 206 words, about 100 words till today's gold. That's awesome.
Woohoo!
Shannon's hen hisses.
Yeah.
Hissing hen. Was she friends with like a snake when she was a baby? I had that happen.
A lot of them do this weird thing where they like, it's almost like panting and they hiss at the same time.
Or was it a cat? It's like
And,
a cat hiss?
Could be.
I've seen cases where like cats and dogs and they just kind of become friends with chickens.
Have you guys ever seen that weird thing that cats do where they make that like cricket noise with their mouth, like when they're looking at bugs and stuff?
Bagheera does that.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay. Melissa's cats do it too. And I have only ever in my life seen one cat do it one time. And it was just a couple of years ago.
Like,
And
what
I
do you
told
mean
her
by
about it.
everything?
I had no idea they did that. No idea. I've had cats my entire life. I saw one cat do it one time. And I told Melissa about it. And she was like, yeah, that's what they do when they're like talking to bugs and stuff, trying to get its attention. I'm like, no fucking way.
I
This is the
think I know
dumbest
what
cat.
you mean now.
This was the dumbest
Like
cat
a-
I had
like a,
in my entire life.
See, I
They
always
make
thought
like
it was like a bird
noise.
thing. She sounds, my cat, the one that we have, she sounds like a bird sometimes.
Yeah, like a chirpy crickety sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bagheera does a chirpy crickety sound. It sounds like he's
Yeah, like a chirp. That's kind of
Yeah.
what it sounds like she's doing. Like she's chirping when
And
she's
I've
like
never-
trying to talk to me.
Yeah,
get
and I've
my
never even seen anybody else's cat do it either. So then I told Melissa about it. She's like, yeah, that's not a big deal. And then I Googled it, and there's like 5,000 clips of it on YouTube. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how did I never see it? As much YouTube as I watch, how did I not know that cats did this?
Honestly, this
Literally
cat
5,000 clips.
that we have that just does the chirpy noise. That's the first, and I've had a lot of cats in my life. That's the first cat I've had that makes that noise.
That
So
is
you're
so
not that crazy
weird.
with me because I've gone through plenty of cats who didn't chirp.
I'm glad, because I thought I was the only one. I was like, how the hell did I miss that?
No, I remember when she first did it, when she was a kitten and we first brought her home, we all kind of looked at each other and we were like, is that normal for a cat? I didn't know cats did that. Like
I did
purring
not.
obviously is normal, but this was not a purr. This was like a chirp, like a bird chirping. It was weird. But apparently it's not that weird.
I had a dog who used to click her teeth together while she was digging moles. She'd stick her mouth in the dirt, and then you could hear her teeth like tick, 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 like stimulating, like trying to trigger the moles to move so she could figure out where they were and then dig them up. I thought that was super smart. That was super smart.
Is actually
Cat
pretty
chirp,
clever.
and I'm like, that is the dumbest cat in history of ever. She's just chirping. Turns out, nope, I'm the dumbass who doesn't know.
Yeah, I thought about getting chickens because I don't have a huge yard, but I have a relatively big yard. It's like a half an acre or something.
I like this sound. This sound was nice. This is
So-
a good.
I'm not sure how my dog would handle it.
Yeah.
No problem.
Bantam chickens make good backyard chickens. Those are the little ones. They don't get much taller than like 10 inches.
Oh,
little
okay.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really just wanted to get chickens to like kind of help with the bug problem that we have in our
Mhm.
yard.
Yeah.
Like, there's just bugs everywhere because it's our house before we moved into it was empty for years. It's like and it's an old house. It was built in the 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
So the yard so then the yard went untreated and unkempt for
Reclaimed
years
it.
at a time. So I think that's why we have such a bad bug problem. So I was trying to think of like non-chemical ways to help with that because I don't like spraying
Yeah.
chemicals
That's totally
in the yard.
Yeah.
So, and my mom told me that chickens are supposed to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, that's a good idea, but how do I keep the chickens in the yard? I'd have to put a fence up, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So
If you
I was
raise
like, I
them,
guess we'll worry about that after we get the fence up.
yeah, when you raise them and you put them to bed in the same place at night, they'll always come back to the same place because our chicken's free range. We raise them, hand raise them when they're little, and then once they get big enough, we move them out to the coop. But they all know, they all come back to the coop at night. But
Right.
if you want them to stay in a designated area, there is no option but to put up a fence.
Yeah.
I have fences around my gardens to keep the chickens out.
Yeah, we're not like, where we're on like a big stretch of empty land where there's like no other houses. Like we live in the town, so there's neighbors all around us.
Yeah,
and there's roads and like main roads and stuff that they would wander on. So yeah, we would definitely need to fence them in, or they'd be getting squashed by all the traffic.
Yeah. When I used to live in England, we lived like right down the road from a chicken farm, and first off, it smelled horrible. But the guys' chickens would escape like all the time, and of course, like people don't realize this, but when you have chickens and they get loose, they like fuck up your garden.
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah, they really mess up your garden.
Terrorists. They really are.
My dad and I would go out there and grab these chickens and just throw them back over the fence, and they'd be like,
yeah. I had one chicken. Her name was Pinky. And this was the smartest chicken ever. She figured out how to bust into like 3 of my 5 gardens. And 2 times she did it. I don't even know how she got in. I still don't. And because I keep fencing around my gardens. My gardens are fenced in and my chickens get to roam free. And so she got in there, and one time she ruined it. She got there right at the beginning of spring when everything was like 3-inch seedlings, 4-inch seedlings, everything. And she mowed down the entire garden box before I knew she was in there. Destroyed it. She ate everything, my carrots and radishes and all my peas and everything. I was so mad. So mad. I swore at her for like an hour. Every time I saw her through the window.
Yeah.
Like just screaming at her. I was so
I probably would have been screaming. I'd be like, you do that again, I'm gonna chop your head right off. Won't do it again.
Man. And chickens don't know any different. She was still following me around. The reason I kept cussing her out is because she was following me around waiting for me to open something else she could get into and tear it up. I finally told my sister, I was like, you better do something with this chicken or I'm locking her ass back in the coop. I'll buy her.
Oh man, that's too good.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do another sprint or do we want to wrap this up?
I was just about to say 2:30. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, my daughter's coming home any minute, so
okay.
If she's not home already.
All right, we'll go ahead and wrap this up then. We'll be back to tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. Are you doing a stream?
Yeah, I have my write-in at 11. Yeah, 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay. All right, we'll go in alphabetical order again if everyone wants to do their outros.
Okay, that's me first. Yep. Amy Nobody. I don't have any social media or website or anything like that. I don't use it. Cue the single tier. I am working on my first rough draft of my first fiction book, which I'm fairly confident I will finish by the end of Camp NaNoWriMo, April 2019. So, yay! I only have 8 scenes now. I finished my 9th scene today, so only 8 scenes left.
Yay!
Ooh, crossing those, checking those boxes off.
Oh yeah!
All right, and Carol.
My name is Carol Brown. I am an urban fantasy author, and I am a writer for Otherworld Comics. Here on YouTube, I usually like to do videos helping other writers. Sometimes I attach like tools and other methods to help you do really well. If you would like to actually know if I know what I'm talking about when it comes to writing, if you sign up for my newsletter, you get a free copy of a short story I wrote. If you want to throw some pennies my way, that's totally fine. I have it on Amazon for 99 cents as well. It doesn't bother me. You don't hurt my feelings or anything like that. Pick which option works for you. And today I am doing admin stuff, and I'm finishing up with that. Hopefully I'll be done before I have lunch. So
You have a book coming out this month too, right?
maybe things are going up in the air right now.
Oh,
I know all about that.
Yeah. So I'm glad you know. I didn't tell anybody. No, I did tell somebody. I told 3 people. So.
No, I meant I know about, you know, things being up in the air. Like, it's going to happen, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. She's in a similar position, so yeah.
Yeah, I did. I totally did. It's all my fault. I have no one to blame but myself. Okay, I guess it's my turn. My name is Nichole Wolf. I write paranormal romance. And for Camp Nano, I am finishing this goddamn book if it kills me. I'm just
You're going to come in on April 30th. You're going to be like shaking, and one of your eyes is going to be twitching. There's going to be
guys, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. It's going to happen. But yeah, that's my goal. That is my one and only goal for Camp Nano, because that's all I can handle. So, if you're interested in any of my books, I have the first 2 books because I'm currently working on the 3rd book. So if you're interested in the first 2 books, you can find links for all my books on my website at NicholeWolf.com.
All right.
And Skye's really good about putting links down at the bottom. So there'll be everybody who actually has them. Oh, gosh, not me. And all that good stuff.
Yep. And thank you for joining us. My name is Skye. I write paranormal romance under SD Haggis because we've recently discovered I don't write urban fantasy like I thought.
Yes, another one in my corner.
At least I'm discovering this before I publish, so there's that.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. But yes, you can find us here. We got a list down in the description below of everyone's channels and a ongoing, always adding to list of different live streams if you're joining for write-ins. I got to add Tegan's. Still, I did add Tegan's channel in the description, so there's that. I did do that. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for another write-in.
Yep.
At 11 a.m. Eastern time.
That'll be over on my channel, so if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hop on over and hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when I go live.
I don't even bother telling people about the notification bell because it never works for me.
Oh.
I always get notifications after the streams are done.
Maybe
it's weird.
That's weird.
I think it's just a me thing.
It must be because I always get notifications when everyone goes live.
Yeah,
in fact, half the time I'll look at it and be like, crap, they went live 5 minutes ago. I'm late.
I think Dana said hers does the same thing, though. It's a post notification, not a pre-notification.
Huh. Yeah, I actually get 2 notifications for live events. I get a notification 30 minutes before the event goes live, and then I get the notification when it actually goes live.
Yeah.
So even though I get a warning of 30 minutes, somehow I'm still always late.
No. That's okay. All right. But until next time, we'll see everyone later.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.